6 years ago. It was a very, very simple idea that we wanted to base a game around a character, and a character that you can actually see on screen. We thought that the game was the strong point of it, but we began to hear all these people talking about Lara and saying, you know, where's her birthday? And people were actually talking about this character as a real character that actually thought she existed.
She's a great character, and she's a great role model, and she's got an energy and a charisma for life.
We really wanted people to identify with the character, and we had a real sort of dilemma because we knew that this character was going to have weapons, and, you know, you get into your mind as sort of a muscle-bound, sort of, you know, clumbering, and it wasn't what we wanted. We wanted something that was a character that was very agile and people could relate to, and it became a woman.
She has all the things we love about James Bond. She's got all the cool stuff, and she's got all that sexy intelligence. But she's also Indiana Jones, and she's a real straightforward person.
The timing for us was such a cultural change in society, from men and women, the way that they all think, the way that they even watch movies, listen to music, play video games. A huge swing, which Lara kind of just got swept along on that phenomenon, and actually was picked up and used as an icon for it.
The fact that she's a girl and enjoys it and is curvy, I think that's wonderful, that it's all of that, and the fact that she's also really good at all these things, and not good because she's as good as a guy, good because even if she was competing with a guy, she might win, but just because she's a better fighter, not because she's a girl.
Hold it right there, I'll shoot you in the back!
You gonna shoot me, Alex?
Laura, give it up. These guys are gonna kill you.
The one thing about Tomb Raider, it's big all around. Lara Croft is big everywhere, and I think that's what's so appealing as a project, a challenge, that you've got to satisfy a lot of people in a lot of places.
I was just as much a snob about film made about video games as anybody. I'd never seen one that worked. But as they asked me for probably the third and final time, I sat down and thought about it seriously, and I thought, you know what, this actually is a really cool character. This is a female action hero, and we haven't seen one of those for a while. I'll track the camera across.
I do this, this, and then stay there while you tap.
Simon, he had a very, very ambitious and specific point of view with regard to the intensity of the action and the scale of the movie. That was very impressive.
You needed someone who didn't blanch and quake in having to face a big action sequence, as well as some very emotional dialogue sequences.
You said you were a lawyer?
Yes.
And the study of clocks is a hobby?
This is an obsession.
It's very complicated, and Simon gets it on all levels.
The world that she operates in is sort of the best of everything. You can have action, adventure, but because she goes into these weird underground tombs, you can have surreal sequences as well. So there was no limit to what I could invent. And so that's when I said, you know, I want to do Tomb Raider.
We go, roll video.
Mr. Powell!
Hold your fire!
Well, we can do it my way, or we can all come back in time for the next alignment, and you are welcome to try and kill me then.
Lady Croft, tell me, is there a good...
Do it again. Got it. Stand by, please.
I really only ever had one choice for Lara. I couldn't think of anyone else apart from Angelina Jolie. She peeks around, comes back, this goes off, bang, 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 bang. She had everything. I mean, to me, she was invented for the part.
Sometimes I can read a script, and a lot of times it doesn't turn out to be half as good as we hoped it would be, and this one is 10 times better than I imagined.
Like that, and so the background.
Yeah, we can start straight.
And then I met Simon and everybody, and talked about what it was going to be like, and how intense it was going to be, and a really strong movie, and not cartoony, not stupid, and not camp.
We wanted to offer up a new experience, new elements, new locations, a new storyline, as well as with the character Lara, to really flesh her out in a real way, almost answer all those questions that the game never had to deal with.
The way to make this work is to take it seriously. I wanted to make a character that people thought was real. She sweats, she bleeds, and she gets emotional. She's not a cartoon character who has the perfect end to every scene.
Do you know what day it is, Hilary?
The 15th.
And that is never a good day. The way he talked about it and the way I could talk to him about acting and work and characters and just the things that he imagined, I knew he was going to make a great film.
He has an enormously large vision of this movie. There's a size to everything, which is very, very impressive. But at the center of this global adventure, the core of the story is about a daughter's relationship with her father.
I had to look for someone that would measure up to Angelina. So I thought, well, why not her real father, Jon Voight? Again, I wasn't sure whether they actually wanted to work together, so I kind of approached them separately, and they loved the idea. And that just works so well because they're having these emotional scenes between a father and a daughter, and they really are a father and a daughter, so they're completely real.
I've missed you.
And I've missed you.
It's a very special thing because our relationship is very, very similar to these two people. They have similar loves. They have similar sense of adventure and want to set things right. Curious about life, curious about the past.
I took it without having read the script. I said, I'll do this. We're going to do this together. Then I read it, and I was delighted and surprised at the story. I said, this is a great story.
She's full of fun and fire and is certainly enjoying everything about this adventure.
It goes into mysticism, foreign locations, intrigue, drama. There's no end to it.
Time to save the universe?
Absolutely.
This film has a high-tech scientific element. It has arch villains and comedy relief sidekicks.
Don't stop.
It's an action film and an adventure. Each sequence is like, whoa.
It's kind of got everything in it. There's mystery there, there's betrayal there. They sweep us into these extraordinary sets and take us to these exotic locations.
It's James Bond, Indiana Jones, rolled into a young, attractive, modern girl.
I couldn't figure out how I was going to act this character. And Simon, he said, no, you have to become this person. And so I've worked really hard to be able to jump in her world and her skin a bit.
We wanted to give her the opportunity to get in absolutely the best physical shape, mental shape, and to look as much of an expert as she could in all the areas that she's going to have to pursue.
I'm trying to learn how to fight, not just pretend in front of the camera. I'm doing a bit of everything. Taking yoga and strength training, weapons training. But it was great, because after 3 months, I'd lost any kind of touch with my normal self. Lara is very, very much a girl. I wanted her to have her curves, and yet there's something triumphal about her. We worked on things with the hair, and I wanted her to have a mohawk. And she kind of does. There's a braid that goes like this. Also, I wanted the clothes to be monochromatic, mainly just to keep it about the shape.
Somehow there's something about how Angelina is herself and how her clothes are that have kept her slightly separate all the time from her environment. And you could show Angelina 5 pieces of fabric that are grey, and she knows which one exactly will suit her. Lots of pajamas, about 60 pairs.
So I'm just going to come tighter on this camera, okay? But it looks great.
Then the whole debate started about what colour they are, what kind of pajamas, you know, what are they made of. Simon kept saying, I want them to flutter, they have to flutter.
There was something very technical about the clothes with her. It took us weeks to figure out the belt harness and how the gun harness and the straps around my legs would stay on and stay up. It was kind of really complicated.
Angelina had really, really strong ideas about what she didn't want to be like. She didn't want to look like a biker girl, you know, with torn-off clothes and really worn-out stuff.
So the clothes, we wanted everything to be flattering and fitting like, you know, she wears. And the shorts, it took me until I think 2 weeks before filming to agree to get into a pair of shorts. Just to get me to walk around in these clothes, I felt like I was naked for the first few days.
Lara Croft, she's so sexy. She knows exactly what she wants, and she knows she's capable of doing lots of things and having fun with it.
Do you want me to shout 1, 2, and then just go under, or can you just take it yourself?
Right, so I'll take that moment, I'll readjust. Okay. We talked about it in the beginning of this film, that the big thing for me would be to learn what I could from this person and kind of become her as much as possible. And so I wanted to be able to do as much as I could. Go ahead, throw it at me. I can do this.
Angie had to go in training for this for quite a number of weeks, and I assumed that I'd be shooting most of it with a double and we'd just be shooting close-ups of Angie. And then I went to see how she was getting on, and she could do it all. And I thought, this is fantastic.
It was all her. We did not use a double at all. You know, she does double, triple somersaults, coming right to the floor and then taking her right back up again. And that is something for a leading lady, your star, to do that was absolutely incredible.
Well, they got what they came for.
How are you going to get the clock back in 15 hours?
I'll be calling in a favor.
These movies are really often quest movies. It's all about finding something and going to strange places to do it. I wanted to go to real locations that were exotic and unusual to the audience, and it was hard to think of places that hadn't been seen a lot on film.
Cambodia is one of the most beautiful places in the world. Angkor Wat is what, the largest spiritual building in the world. And it was stunning.
It's amazing. It's so beautiful. The lilies and the reflections, everything. It's unbelievable. Well, originally, I wrote the idea to be the Great Wall in China, but it was not possible to organise getting to China in time. The alternative was to build the Great Wall in Scotland. And the prospect of shooting in Scotland in the winter didn't appeal to me that much. And also, when I thought about it, I realised that the Great Wall would only give me sort of one big element, and I needed so much more. So I looked around the world for other great settings, and I happened to come across Cambodia. All the time you're walking, you're trying to see her.
Okay. You walk amongst those temples, and the scale is so enormous, and the detail is so rich that it's beyond comprehension. You can only just marvel.
No films have been shot there since the early 60s, so there's a whole generation out there that have never seen a film set in that environment. And also this great undiscovered temples there in the jungle that have been abandoned for 400 years, and so they have trees growing up through the roofs of them, and you just can't build that kind of scale and reality and have the real insects, the actors really sweating because it's so hot. It looks totally real because you're there.
And action! You must get the clock back, Lara, and destroy it.
Things happened that you couldn't really plan.
256, Echo, take one!
And we had 100 Buddhist monks in orange robes suddenly walk past you, and so you turn all the cameras around and say, you know, we have to have that in the film, because how often do you get 100 Buddhist monks walking past this temple?
She comes here to center herself, to find help, and they heal her. I think the lesson learned here is to listen to people, to be open to things, to look around you. She's led by the magic of the place.
The Cambodian sequence is a very mystical part of the film. It's where a lot of things come together in terms of the story and in terms of Lara's understanding of her past and herself.
You know, it's kind of, in a way, is the spiritual heart to the film, and I think it touched us all in quite a profound way.
It's actually magic here. I just stepped out of the middle of chanting, and I don't think I've ever been so calm in my entire life.
I think that's my favourite costume, and it's almost the only bit of colour in the whole film. And it is, in fact, oddly, a colour that she loves. And they give her some pieces of fabric which are in the monastery, and it's inappropriate for a woman to wear the orange, which the monks wear. So we had to kind of try and make her look like she'd been given something by them, but without wearing the colour that they wear. Simon put her so that the sun shone from behind her, and I just thought she looked luminous.
And we're cut.
And boy, chop!
It did take a huge amount of organisation. We had to send people over here, months in advance to arrange everything.
We've recruited pretty much all the staff you see here because as the locations team, we've been here the longest.
They were all very good. Timing was perfect. Well done.
Everybody has been well impressed by the locals. Same with the extras. They've been phenomenal, you know. They've never done this before. This is the first time.
Come on, guys!
They've never had to pull down the East Gate at Angkor Thom. It's not a normal thing. It's not a day job for these guys. They're rice farmers.
Come on, Paul, it's coming!
The extras are terrific. Some of the best extras I've worked with in the world. They're natural actors. It's been, one of the most pleasurable experiences for me shooting anywhere in the world.
Through this film and just being in this environment, I've learned a lot about the world. It seems so small, and this girl packs up, and her life is about exploring the world, understanding what it's about, and so I got to do that, and it changed my life.
To me, these sort of archaeological action-adventure films are all about sand. And so I made this edict that there would be no sand in this film whatsoever. So I thought, well, where isn't like that? Well, snow isn't like that. So I wanted somewhere to represent Siberia. So we ended up going to Iceland.
It gives me a lot of variation on locations. There's lakes with icebergs, different sorts of mountains, rolling hills, so I can get a lot of different environments. You all right, Angie? You're getting cold?
This movie, it deals with a lot of the elements. So we've got the, the ice and sledding and, rocks of ice.
Iceland, an extraordinary and awe-inspiring place to go to. Endless miles of whiteness. There was, in fact, solid ice, not even snow. So an unbelievable place to go and a great opportunity to see that.
There was an idea that we'd sort of charge across the glacier on sort of four-wheel drive Land Rovers. And then suddenly Simon got to Iceland and they had these ducks, these amphibious vehicles. And he just went, we want those. So in the end, we sort of went travelling along on these amphibious craft.
Taking a unit of air size onto the glacier was quite a thing to organise, really. And the trek up to the glacier was a very narrow road, quite steep and some sharp turns, so it amazed a lot of people that we actually got them up there.
It's such an alien environment. We were working on top of this massive glacier the size of Wales.
Go up the hill 10 feet and then walk down.
And you really felt you were at the butt end of the world, but it is a stunning landscape.
Got it. Okay, good.
Got that.
This area has its own weather system, and it's completely unpredictable. So you're dealing with wind and cold and rain and sleet and snow, which makes shooting here inhospitable.
It's not a country, it's an ice cube.
You're left with no doubt as to, that nature is the kind of the boss there. It lends an element that you could never actually do with CGI or special effects.
You can almost sense the Norse gods. There is a real primal feeling to it, which we could never duplicate on this stage.
Iceland was freezing, and dog sledding in Iceland was just wild. It was hard not to feel like Lara Croft when I had guns strapped to me. I'm dog sledding, I'm on a glacier, and every once in a while the dogs would be a little uncomfortable in an area because you realize there was a crack that went down a mile and they just didn't want to go over it.
We're going to come downhill now, from up there. It's extremely dangerous because there's huge crevasses everywhere.
They say if you fall down one, you're never going to come out because they're V-shaped and some of them are very deep.
Guys, stop! Stop! We have to take a lot of precautions. We have safety guys that lead us through the path, so we can't just run around like we normally do. But it looks very dramatic, and that's why you come here. We come here to get the real thing.
Wow. When I started this film, I knew I wanted to have incredible sets, and I went to Kirk Petrocelli, and he just came out with these brilliant designs and built these things on such enormous scale that it blew me away as much as anybody. I mean, you always ask for the moon, but, you know, in this case, I actually got it.
I really didn't realize the scope of it until I came here. These sets are insane.
One of the themes of the game is the collision between very modern and very ancient worlds. And we wanted to really embrace that in the production as well.
The overall look of the film will be kind of the colliding of super modern with super ancient. We've taken ancient structural elements, the Angkor tombs, and assigned modern geometries to the tomb itself.
We actually did build the tombs full scale on stages, because in a way it would make the action more real. So we ended up with these incredible environments.
It's mind-blowing. I mean, completely mind-blowing. These guys created these just utter worlds, you know. We've taken what's called an orrery, a complicated system of the planets in alignment moving, and turned it into an ancient, super-sized mechanical key to a puzzle. With the time-lapse camera, you're going to see structural elements come together. First, you'll see large shapes. Then you'll see finishes going on. Then come the mechanics, the super mechanics of the orrery itself.
The technical side of it was quite difficult. You've got 9 planets in the sun. How do we make the 9 planets miss each other?
The orrery set was actually very difficult because it's a very mechanical set, and there's a lot of elements in there that are actually not only difficult, but dangerous. It was all made out of steel, and all the arms are swinging around, and if you're standing in the wrong place, you will get cut in two.
It's very dangerous. You're quite high up and revolving around, and there's nothing beneath you. But Angelina, she seems to have no fear.
Cut it, cut it.
Visually, we're going for a giant wave coming down the slope and out the archway over there. We've got 2 huge tip tanks up there. There's 70 tonne of water coming down in one go. We're going to get this wave coming out, which Lara Croft's going to run underneath.
Oh, yes.
Do we have enough cameras?
I think at one point I had 14 cameras on the big set piece, just because these events are unrepeatable. It only happens once. But that's what's fun about these movies. It's almost like being in the action film yourself.
Here we go. Roll video. Bye-bye.
320 Charlie, take 1A camera.
I'm running through this orrery with water just crashing down, a tidal wave coming. There's planets exploding, debris falling. I'm not even acting, it's just like go from here to here and don't get hit by anything.
You go all over the world, you go into these fantastic sets, you have these great action sequences, but at the center of it, you love this person. I mean, you just want to be with Lara Croft the whole time.
I'm very excited with those movies that I saw when I was young, growing up. This is so full of extraordinary stuff.
I've just been blown away by this film. I don't feel like I shot a film. I feel like I've been on an adventure and I just survived it.